that. What I've got for you tonight is just Small Seeds Block Grant Drawdown Request number 11 for the Little Harsh Creek project. This is requesting $165,334.02. And included as part of this drawdown request is one invoice from Region 2 Planning Development Council for Small Seeds Administration Services for September of 2010 in the amount of $849.05. Also have one invoice from Famco Incorporated in the amount of $254,685.50, and one invoice from Welding Incorporated, who's the tank contractor, in the amount of $66,120. Just wanted to point out that the difference between the amount actually being requested, which is at $165,334.02, and the total amount of all the attached invoices is $156,000. Or actually, the difference between them is $98,364.97. No, I take it back. The difference between the amount we're actually the difference between the amount that we're actually requesting and the amount of the attached invoices, the difference is $156,320.53. That is all from Famco's invoice, and the reason for that is the way we had the money allocated on that. This effectively zeroes out the construction line item that we had for contract number 1, and that only leaves us money in contract number 2. So the rest of that amount was approved at Logan County PSD's meeting on Tuesday, and they will be submitting a drawdown to the Infrastructure Council for the balance of those funds. And with that though, just give you a quick update on the project. To date, the line contractor, and this is as of the end of October, around October 20th, but they were about 73% complete on the total project, and which on the original contract, they're nearing completion of that. They're still doing the extension up there on Francis Creek, but they're about 73% complete. And the tank contractor, of course, is on site, and they're about 35% complete. They have poured the foundation and have done dug the road into the tank. They're currently, this month, they'll be in the process of doing the tank fabrication, and hopefully, we'll have that up and before here next month. But right now, both contracts are on schedule, and we're probably looking at a substantial completion date for both contracts is probably mid to late December on that. So
That's good.
But with that, I will submit this drawdown request number 11 for your all's approval.
Entertain a motion for draw down request number 11.
Second.
Motion second, being all yes, motion carries.
And can you do everything else to sign? I talked with the engineer on that, and he said they were coming right along on the easement work. So they were, hopefully probably first of the year when they did that. But they said they had good progress on the easement work and things like that. They are in the process right now, but we are resubmitting an application to the Infrastructure Council for about $340,000 more dollars, and it's not going to incur any additional cost. What they're doing is that money's going to be, that's what they have left over in the Route 37 project, and they're asking just that be reallocated to that project. It would still be under the PSD under their name, but that's money they already had, and it's just asking for that money to be reallocated. And my understanding, the coal company is increased their award. They went from $50,000, they're going to put another $20,000 in the project. So it should just be a formality of infrastructure approving that. I talked with Michael Griffith later last week, and he'd already talked to Chris Jarrett, the Infrastructure Council, and pretty much has paved the way for that to be approved. So we should have all the funding in place, and that shouldn't be a concern. Like I said, it's just a matter of when they have that 80% easements, then we can go ahead and start looking at the bidding process on that. So, but yeah, it is moving forward.
About time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm eager to get that one started. All right. Well, listen, I sure do appreciate it.
All right, come
And,
back to this.
all righty. I'm heading back to the office tonight. You guys try to do an extra copy of this before I leave tonight.
All right.
So, all right. Thank you much.
Next
thing on the agenda was Sue Burton. She's requesting a donation for $600. Name of the project, Super Books to the Rescue. She's wanting help to purchase books for the underprivileged students and for more reading for the lower income students. Anticipated date of project completion, November the 15th. And just some of the students collect pennies in classroom containers.
Okay, we had some discussion earlier with Sue. We have a motion to approve the requests as presented here, $600.
So moved. It needs to be noted that in the past, the commission, through the work with Sue, we've helped to buy over 80 books for 80 students that are underprivileged at West Hamlin.
I'll second the motion.
Motion second. All yes, motion carries.
Next thing on the agenda is Neighborhood Crime Watch from the Bear Creek, Hamlin, West Hamlin Division. I didn't only list them just for them. I'm going to take this upon myself to request it for all three.
Well, usually that's what we do.
Yes. And they are requesting $500 from the Lincoln County Commission to purchase gas for the patrollers.
So we're saying 500 times 3.
Mm-hmm.
And how do we account for that? Do we buy cards or
No, they go to
a certain place? And
West Hamlin buys cards for theirs, but over at Alum Creek, they go to Yawkey Quick Mart and they set up an account. When all theirs is they spend the $500, they always send us in the receipts and everything. And Harts, I've never received anything back from them, but they said they had the receipts at any time we needed it. And I will need those for the auditors.
Well, motion.
I will second.
motion second. All yes, motion carries.
Next thing on the agenda is the Harts Daycare. Commissioners, at the last meeting, the county commission had agreed to start process with Darlene Atkins to take over the daycare. We hope to have that resolved by November the 1st. Darlene has sent a letter to the county commission to withdraw her proposal because she doesn't feel that there's enough students there, children there that's interested. The need is there, but it looks like that she said that the families take care of their own kids, and she just said that she just didn't think that she could make a profit there.
And our plan is to close down the daycare, right?
Tomorrow will be the last day with the daycare. I've already notified the staff.
Okay.
Next thing on the agenda is Rick McDowell.
Welcome, Rick.
Make sure I was here for your presentation.
I'll give you an update on wastewater and then a few other projects we're working on. The Wastewater Management Association, this is this group we're forming that would actually take care of the systems after the 2 years of the project are done. The association approved the bylaws back in August. We got a certificate of incorporation from the Secretary of State. In September, our federal insurance number was issued in September, and today we sent off for the tax exempt. So the hope is that we'll be able to continue moving on this, and it won't take too long to get that tax exempt status. And once that happens, then we'll actually open a checking account, elect officers, and start allowing people in the community to sign up and get their services taken care of through this organization.
And some of the seed money is from,
Yes, we did, Kathy Basham and I did one last run through of how much money is there. I think we may have like $88,000, depending on some bills that we still haven't taken care of. So that would become seed money for that, plus what the community members have paid each month. The Kevin Melissa Farrell system saga, it's still ongoing. In October, I filed a consumer complaint against Ashco. They're the installers of the system. We have tried and tried to get them to respond. They didn't. Before I filed the consumer complaint, I had also tried to get Premier Tech International, which are the people who manufacture the system, to get engaged in it. They sent me one email asking for stuff that I sent them in the first email, and when I replied, I didn't get anything back. But the day after I sent the thing to the consumer protection complaint, I did get a letter from them. And what they asked, me an email, not a letter, what they asked, they wanted to send us material to fix the system as soon as we sent them a purchase order, but they didn't have any price. And they didn't have any warranty information. So I replied to them that we wouldn't issue a purchase order without some pricing, and we wanted to know how much warranty they were gonna give us, and we still haven't heard from them. So, I don't know whether they're just hoping we're gonna go away completely or not. The Attorney General has said they've started the process. The other thing I've talked to DEP about is including that system in this new round. We just totally replace the system, and if we ever got any satisfaction from Ashco or from Premier Tech International, we would take that money and use it to repay.
So you don't think, really, even if they would agree to use the materials and sell them to you cheap, it's not worth really.
Unless they hurry, because we're running up against the timeline for this phase 3 that we're moving toward. Phase 2 of the project, that's instead of calling it the green project and the EPA project and the new project, we're now calling it phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, because it's just easier to keep track. Remember, we had the contingency money in phase 2. We gave DEP an estimate of how much the 20th home would cost. They said fine. They asked us to send a formal request to transfer money in the line items. We've done that, so I don't think there's going to be any problem with putting in that 20th system. We've already started the process to get the permits for that. I talked to Tim today. He's assuming he can get everything done, the 2 that he hasn't finished, and the 20th by the end of the calendar year. So that'd be great. And phase 3, which is the phase we're moving in now, we're looking at a potential of 27 more homes. So that, if we got funding for all that, that would bring us to 87 homes in the community that have systems. We're working on trying to figure out whether some of the systems can be put in the ground. We're going to finish that up to 9th. And then the next thing we'll do is decide for sure whether we're going to use peat technology or another technology, work with the DEP and get the bidding document out and actually do some bids. So that's where we are, sort of a general overview. You've got some pages clipped together. The first one's on phase 2, and where it says final DHHR inspection on the far right-hand side. Those 17 homes have all been inspected and approved by the district sanitarian. We've got 2 more of the original homes, Brendan Gary Davis and Gary Hager, which Tim is getting ready to put in as soon as things dry a little bit. And then as soon as we get the permits approved for Brenda Atkins, he will start on